The flame is dying. You can feel it before you see it, a cold draft against the back of your hand, a dimming of the orange light across the marble floor. Your heart drops before your eyes even find it. The sacred hearth of Rome. The fire that has not gone out in over 400 years. And it is going out now. Your fingers are trembling as you reach for the tinder. Not from cold. Rome is never cold in August. You are trembling because you know what this means. Because you have been told since you were 6 years old. Since the day a man in a purple-bordered toga pointed at you across a crowded forum and said this one. You have been told what it means when the flame dies on your watch. The wood catches. The flame rises. Orange light floods the round chamber again, washing across the painted walls, across the altar, across your hands that you are now pressing flat against your thighs to stop them shaking. No one saw. You breathe. You are 23 years old. You have been a Vestal Virgin for 17 years. You have 11 more to go. And tonight, you were almost destroyed by a gust of wind. You did not choose this. No one does. You were chosen. And in Rome, being chosen by the state is not an honor you can refuse. You were the daughter of a free-born Roman citizen, your father a man of some standing, your mother a woman who wept quietly the morning they came. You remember the forum. You remember being lifted, the crowds, the Pontifex Maximus, the high priest who stood taller than anyone you had ever seen, his hand resting on your head, his voice ringing out, I take you, Amata, as a beloved one. That is what they call the girl they take. Amata, beloved. You have not been home since. The house of the Vestals sits in the shadow of the Palatine Hill, nestled against the Forum Romanum. It is large. It is beautiful. It is, in every practical sense, a gilded cage. 6 of you live here at any time, 3 elder Vestals, 3 younger. You serve for 30 years. 10 years learning, 10 years serving, 10 years teaching those who come after you. At the end, if you have committed no transgression, if the flame has never gone out, if no scandal has ever touched your name, if your body has remained untouched, you are free. Free at 36. Free to marry a man who may not want a wife too old to bear many children. Free to live in a city that has forgotten how to see you as a person and not a symbol. Most Vestals do not leave when their service ends. There is nowhere, really, to go. Your mornings begin before the city wakes. You rise in the dark, in the atrium of the house, and you dress in white wool, always wool, no matter the season. You pin your hair in the prescribed fashion. 6 braids, coiled and wound in a particular way that takes 30 minutes and must be perfect. Not because anyone is checking. Because imperfection in a Vestal is never just imperfection. It is an omen. You carry water from the sacred spring of Egeria, walking the path you have walked 10,000 times, your feet knowing every uneven stone. The water cannot touch the ground. If you spill it, the ritual must begin again. If you arrive late, the senior Vestal will not shout at you. She will simply look at you. And in that look is everything Rome would say if it could see inside the house. You tend the flame. This is the center of everything. The hearth of Vesta burns in the circular temple at the heart of Rome, and it represents, the priests say, the eternal life of the Roman state. It is not metaphor to them. When the flame burns, Rome lives. When it dies, even for a moment, the earth itself holds its breath. You have seen 3 Vestals punished for letting the flame diminish. The punishment is a flogging. In the dark, in the sacred space, administered by the Pontifex Maximus himself. Not because he is cruel, because the law says it must be him. You have heard it. You have never watched. You keep your eyes on the flame. You are not a prisoner in the ordinary sense. Rome does not see you that way. Rome worships you. When you walk through the forum, men step aside. Lictors, the attendants of magistrates, of consuls, of men who hold the law itself in their hands, clear the path before you. If a condemned criminal happens to pass you in the street, he goes free. Your word can release a man from death. Your presence at the games means the best seats, the first portions, the turning of 1,000 faces. Senators bow their heads when you pass. And yet, You cannot be alone in the street without a lictor accompanying you. You cannot attend a dinner without supervision. You cannot speak freely to a man, any man, without it being remarked upon, remembered, turned over by those who watch the way Rome always watches, silently, carefully, and with the long memory of a city that has seen empires rise. Your body does not belong to you. It belongs to Rome. This is stated plainly. It is not unkind, they say. It is sacred. You learn very early that sacred and free are not the same thing. There is a girl here now, younger than you were when you came. Her name is Claudia. She arrived 8 months ago, dry-eyed and silent in that particular way that tells you she cried until there was nothing left. She performs her duties with mechanical precision. She does not ask questions. You see yourself in her. You remember being her. You want to tell her something. You have tried to find the words for years, and there are no clean words, no comforting ones. So instead you show her the things no one told you. How to check the flame before the wind comes up in the afternoon. How to read the pontifex's mood from 20 feet away so you can school your face before he looks at you. How to make the walk to the spring last a few minutes longer in the early morning, when the city is still sleeping and the light comes sideways through the columns, and for a single hour it is almost possible to forget what you are. She watches you. She learns. You do not know if this is kindness. You do not know if teaching her to survive this life is a mercy or a cruelty. You do not think about it too long. It begins with a name, Marcus. He is a young plebeian advocate. You have seen him in the forum twice, arguing a property case before the tribunal. He has the kind of face you notice before you instruct yourself not to. More importantly, he noticed you noticing. He was waiting near the temple portico one evening, not speaking, just present. And you, in a moment of ordinary human weakness that will seem, in retrospect, like falling off a cliff, you met his eyes. That is all. You met his eyes, and something passed between you that was not sacred, not official, not Rome's. It was yours. Someone saw. You do not know who. In a city of 1 million people, it takes only one. The accusation arrives through official channels, as everything does. A whisper becomes a rumor. A rumor becomes a formal complaint. The Pontifex Maximus calls the College of Pontiffs. You are summoned. You stand before men in purple-bordered togas, in a marble room where the ceiling is so high the sound of your own breathing frightens you. They do not ask you how you feel. They do not ask your name, though they know it. They ask you whether you have violated your vow. You have not. You have violated nothing except the prohibition against being human. But what you have not done is almost irrelevant now. What matters is what Rome believes. The historical punishment for a Vestal found guilty of breaking her vow is this. She is not killed outright. Rome cannot spill a Vestal's blood. The law forbids it, and even here, even in this, the form must be followed. She is buried alive. A small underground chamber, an oil lamp, a little bread, a little water. And then the entrance is sealed. Rome tells itself this is not an execution. She has the lamp, the bread, the water. If she survives, it would be a miracle, a sign from the gods of her innocence. Rome is generous that way. You know this. You have known it since you were 6 years old, since the moment they lifted you out of your childhood and made you into a symbol. The outcome of your hearing you will not know for days. You return to the house. You tend the flame. You wake Claudia at the correct hour. You walk to the spring. You bring water home without spilling it. You perform your life with perfect precision, the way you always have, because this is the only power you have ever been given. To do exactly as you are told, flawlessly, and in doing so, to survive. Whether surviving is enough, whether it has ever been enough, you push that question back down into the place where you keep all the questions that have no safe answers. The flame burns. You watch it. You wait. The Roman state lasted, in one form or another, for over 1,000 years. The flame of Vesta burned for most of them, tended by women who were chosen as children, who served under pain of death, who were worshipped and constrained in the same breath, women whose names we know only in fragments, in marble inscriptions, in the records of trials. The last Vestals were dismissed in 394 AD, when the Emperor Theodosius banned the old religion. The flame went out then, not because a Vestal failed, because Rome decided, finally, that it no longer needed them.